Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of Blue Archive. In the last part, we returned to the investigation into the Chromaton. We had investigated across the glacial sea, had another encounter with the Gebruha, and now we got led to a factory where we're being pursued by a large force of robots and machinery. So, we're walking into a trap set up by Einsolf an hour. Let's see how this all pans out. I've located the exit. Hurry, Sensei! President Himari. It's locked. Forcing my way through. Excuse me. Huh? This is... You mean to say this... inside? We're now inside the volcano we saw earlier? The path led us into the heart of the volcano. This is really it, Rio. It was the most logical decision at the time. At least there were no enemies here. Volcano, high temperature area, and climbing. The heat, it's unbearable now. How are you gonna fix this? Sensei, take responsibility. You're better dressed in your usual outfit, at least. I suppose. I'm melting away. Girl, I can't even blame you. You're in the middle of a volcano. I can't even blame you. Phew, we may have ended up inside a volcano, but at least we can catch our breath. Let's go back to the helicopter and AC right now. Our stand-down helicopter is not in your refrigerator. Huh. The further we proceed, the more drilling rigs there are. The mountain was very likely the core target of their mining operations. The glacial sea, the tundra, and the volcano. So what are they planning on doing with this wealth of resources? Is it for Chezin's munition factory? No, if that were the case. Emmy, you look unwell. Will you be okay? No. No, I truly am at my limit. If I don't make it, please leave a scoop. No, please leave a whole box of ice cream memory of me on my grave. Given the context, that sounds alarmingly not a joke, not like a joke. However, the enemy seems to have stopped the pursuit. As hot as it may be, we can recollect ourselves here for a moment. They stopped? Yes, I'm scouting the area with the drones and a MOS, but I detect no enemy troops in the area. On the surface, that's a relief. Underneath, it's an ominous statement. How so? Why would the enemy who severely outnumbers us not press their advantage? The only deterrent would be something of a greater threat. Or something they shouldn't approach. Ding ding ding, the answer is, in fact, both! That voice! You somehow managed to intrude on this place. Shame it'll be all for nothing, isn't it? Yes, congratulations are in order. However, are they not? Quite a feat they have achieved. It doesn't matter because it's all over now. I did it! Have you been watching us? Of course, ever since you set foot in the tundra. Did you think you could scuffle with our troops and still escape our attention? Oh my, oh dear, do we humans really require such glaring facts to be explained to them? Disappointed cannot accurately express the feeling running through my circuits. I suppose it's to be expected. From here, it's all over. From here, right now. Yes, yeah, like Ein said, let's get this over with. Of course, if you choose to surrender, I cannot fathom a reason not to accept. Do we call this mercy? A sense of pity? Can't expect us to surrender without knowing the situation. What are you trying to do here? Is it okay to tell them? Details we cannot, but there are things we could reveal to the humans. Soft. Why not? We intend to build a new foundation for this world. Create everything anew. Really think about it. We're doing it for you. To put it simply, we will present the perfect model. The complete answer. Yes. Now listen closely. This next matter is of a great import. Allow me to explain it in terms you understand. This is not the bane of human existence, to agonize over the right and wrong decisions. Whether the path you tread is the optimal choice. We will graciously grant each and every one of you with mercy. You'll never again have another to worry. Normally hours just yapping. That was the Master's very reason for existence. Oh my, have you been watching too many science fiction movies? What a third-rate villain line. And a waste of time. Not even worth listening to. If you believe in your message, you shouldn't feel the need to hide things. That's correct. I've been told that nothing can be for the good of all, and creating something new is not worthwhile. You're going too far! I'm starting to get a little angry. It's of no concern. This outcome was still within the range of our predictions, was it not? The Chromaton engineers I've been hearing about. Suki Rio. Oh boy, here we go. The new variable. You've arrived. So, why did this variable finally make her appearance? Now, another useless question. You, the first to notice Master's presence, the audacious one who follows its trail. You have not resurfaced since the day that Coldest's sky almost fell. And like that time, you should remain put in the shadows, where you belong. I can acknowledge the sentiment. Your perception is yours to keep, after all. However, you've got more data on me than I expected. We, the engineers, prepare for any and all possibilities because we're the engineers. That's why Chokma will return everything to how it should be. The ground. Something's happened to the volcano. Detecting activity from the volcano, Sensei. There. There's more? Prophet. I'm seeing signals of a new prophet. Yes, I can confirm. The wave patterns. Is this Chokma? Chokma? Chokma, the second Sephira of the Tree of Life. The realm's ancient guardian. Shining intelligence and hidden wisdom. Unwelcome variables are unwelcome. The Chokma's powerless volcano will erupt. And eradicate the most unwelcome variable here. Shell Sensei. And of course you, Suki Rio. No problem for you, right, Ein? It's for eldest sister. Oh, did they not decline our offer of mercy? You're right. They did. Yes. What in the world? This makes no sense. That thing on top of the lava. It's super phenomenon. Right. I think the original purpose of our club was to investigate such things. The super phenomenon we were created to investigate, and this thing are two entirely different breeds. The signal. Is the nameless gods? Gabriel was always reliable, a hothead, but still reliable. That's why we let the important task of patrolling the glacial sea to it. In fact, it was Gabriel's idea to lure you ingrates here. Even the amazing Sensei and Suki Rio can't do anything to fight Chokma, not while it's in lava. Izumi Moto Emi is weak to heat. Asuma Toki's Ebiesu is in need of maintenance. Sure is a tiring fighting without rest, huh? It's break time in more ways than one. We'll go ahead and grant you one. An eternal rest. Against these kinds of enemies, sometimes a straightforward operation works best. What are you gonna do, Rio? I'll deploy every Amos I have to build a defense line. We can use the remains from the field facility. It won't be a proper barrier, but sometimes against primitive opponents, you need primitive methods. That's... I see. That must be... Thank you, Rio. The engineers stated that Sensei was their primary target for eradication. In their eyes, Sensei's presence is the biggest threat. Sensei? I don't know what those children are thinking or planning. But for now, let's take care of what's right in front of us. And then you'll definitely turn on the AC for me. For 10 hours straight if you want. Thank you, Sensei. That's why I like you. The helicopter's going to run out of fuel if you do that. Oh boy. Preparing for battle. Settled, everyone. It's gonna let us engage. We sure worked hard to lure them all the way out here. Good luck, Chokma. Suki Rio may have deployed retirement measures, but our blower Chokma can handle them. Let's see about that. Everyone look out! Oh boy. What are we dealing with here? Chokma! Chokma! Chokma what? Whoa, there's the battleship. I've seen this in the big 24-person raid or whatever it was, the 12-person raid. Boo. Alright. Tactical victory. We did it! What about the volcanic activity? Earthquake magnitude is reduced significantly. Lava flows appear virtually non-existent. Volcanoes begin to stabilize. That's the least of our worries. What's Chakma's status? It can't be! Even though Chakma was not perfected, I can't believe it lost! Wait, what is this? We filled our resource quota? That was the situation. It prioritized the protection of resource delivery rather than defeat of the variables. If that was its plan, it should have spoke up! Maybe Chakma is a shy one. Let Chakma retreat from here in that case. In terms of strategy, we're already victorious. Chakma is. Yes, it's retreating towards the glacial sea. Regardless, how do we put this? I imagine it had a second form. Yes, the gigantic pits we saw were the actual footprints of the monster. Right, a giant transforming monster! Aren't you oddly excited right now, Sensei? I mean, it's a giant transforming monster! Who wouldn't be excited about that? One of them proves to have good taste. Although for that one to be the strange teacher, it's distasteful, problematic. I'm just glad someone out there recognizes how great our baby Chakma is. Hey, why are we complimenting our enemy all of a sudden? Sure, I'm happy for you, but we still defeated the robot thing. Sure, whatever, you can tell yourself that, but we know the truth is that we retreated for your sakes, not the other way around. I don't know about that. Don't be upset at me, Ein. It's okay, you did good. We'll let sleeping dogs lie. This feeling of supposed victory. Enjoy it to the fullest. Savor it for now. Mark my words, a tactical victory does not make for a strategic triumph. They left. You seem disappointed, Sensei. Naturally, I had a hope for more opportunity to converse with those children as well. Perhaps we could have found out more, even if only with the barest crumb of a clue. Right, we barely have any leads right now. I want to talk to more about the transforming monster. That was your main concern? I am a transforming battle maiden, Sensei. You're allowed to select the transforming monsters, however, you should give me some of that affection and attention. It's not really quite the same. Somehow, Toki seems a bit different. Let's head back for now. We have our own injuries to nurse. I agree. We need time to catch our breath and perform maintenance. Yes, just like Gabriel, I cannot possibly assert that Chakma has been rendered completely inoperable, and the barrage of attacks expanded a large amount of our resources. However, if needed, I could continue, for I am the perfect maid. I don't know about that. False. Stand down, Toki. Even you need to rest. Power down Ebiyasu immediately. Understood, Miss Rio. Good work, everyone. I just might survive. Can we turn up the heat more, President? Spare me, Emmy. It's already getting cold in here. Your yellow jacket is made for cold weather. You can put that on. You're telling me to wear a jacket just so that you can have the AC on max? That's an utter waste of energy. What happened to the efficiency you love so much? You're wrong, President. In this case, the inefficiency would be your operator not being able to reach 100% of her potential due to poor temperature conditions. Energy can be recharged, machines can be maintained, even replaced. The human body cannot. We'll do this volcanic region at full speed. You two can reach for a compromise after that. Great decision, Toki. Nice. It was nothing. Peace? Yeah, so that's from President Himari herself. That's right. You see how your very own Toki has grown and changed. This, that, everything you observe with her own very eyes, they're all thanks to this million mentor and genius, super genius, delicate, chic beauty. What are you gonna do about this, Miss Rio? The president's head has been blown up again. No, Translation, Mari's happy she got to see you. Thanks for all you've done. Where did you come up with that? The thought has never crossed my mind, not in my entire life. I suppose I can't deny that your presence has benefited this mission in more ways than one. Thank you here at Rio. You saved us. Yes. We are above the tundra region. The air current is stable, but please remain on guard for any emergencies. It seems like the Chromaton's remaining forces or facilities are no more. That reminds me, I collected samples from both of them. When did you do that, President? Do you intend to adding squirrel to your long list of titles? Oh my, a squirrel does sound cute. I believe this may be a rare situation where I accidentally encouraged her. I apologize, Sensei. If I agree, then I'd be agreeing that Himari's... well... I'm failing to comprehend this interaction. However, it appears we believe Emmy might did something wrong. I will agree. This is a little awkward, so I think it'd be best if I just stay out of it. Anyways, what did you mean by samples? It's just as I said, Chakma, resource harvesting facilities, and what seemed to be their Chromaton's forces protecting them. They were all subjects worth analyzing. Above all, the fact that they were operating on forces and facilities of the scale without Shezid, the munition factory, incites suspicion. But we need to land the helicopter to begin analysis. Understood, let's do somewhere very cool. Somewhere cool for Emmy, maybe torture for me. That may be right, but we're also concerned about the helicopter engine overheating. Can't be helped. I'll give in this time. You don't have to start pouting already, President. Oh boy. Legacy of the Nameless Gods. Okay. I don't care. Summarize, we followed Chakma's trail from the glacial sea to here, meaning we covered its activity in the volcanic region. I believe it was harvesting resources that are transported to a second location. Yes, we observed it building transportation routes, although we were still unsure where the resources are being sent. And there are still facilities remaining in the area. Shall I perform a recon in the area, Miss Rio? President Himari? Yes, thank you, Toki. Boy, should I join her? No, I have a separate task for you, Emmy. What is it? We need to do an analysis of the remainder Chromaton facilities. My mission is to retrieve samples. Precisely. For this kind of endeavor, the more samples we have, the better. What are you doing, Rio? You say you needed more samples. Then are you offering to help? Did you really feel the need to spell it out? It's a name. It's fine. Great. Let's get this over with then, shall we? Despite everything. You two are close friends. Definitely not. You're completely wrong, Sensei. That's what they all say. And they turn out to be the greatest of friends. Will these samples be enough, President? Yes, that should be enough, Emmy. We've nearly completed the analysis. Have you seen the results, Rio? Receipt confirmed. I have a few conclusions I've made. So is that so? Well, go on. I believe this to be a matter of great importance. We can confirm it on site. I've detected traces of material construction in the samples. Ah, I can see it. We've faced something similar before. Huh? We have? Yes, Sensei. Do you remember the arc of Atra Hastings? And what happened to subject? I mean, Aris and Key? Remember that? Whoa. Ah. Yes, exactly, Sensei. Yes, it's the same. Material reconstruction is one of the signature powers of the Primeval gods. There's no way we can confirm for certain, but since we don't know how the exact direct access to Chakma, however, looking at the resource harvesting methods, the transfer facilities, and even the forces themselves, yes, they were all created via material reconstruction. The power of the nameless gods. And now I think our hypothesis is almost proven. Proven? Yes, all the pieces fit together. The Sumitoki reporting, I've returned. I confirmed presence of the hastily constructed rails leaving the volcanic regions. There are also several small defensive forces stationed along the paths. Okay, great work, Toki. Yes, of course, since you should be more proactive and bold in issuing me compliments. To be specific, here are some potential options. Head pats, a light hug, or your hands around my waist. Oh boy. Sensei, why are you suddenly flustered? Toki? I wouldn't question it, Miss Rio. I can't confirm if she's just revealed her true nature or if she's changed, but this is simply Toki now. Well, let's continue, Sensei. Alright. What did you mean by the pieces fitting together? Disappointing. There are 3 prophets of Tetragrammaton that the Super Phenomena Task Force have faced before coming to the Glacial Sea. Bana, Chesed, and Hod. None of those 3 prophets had any relation to the power of the nameless gods. But when it came to Gabrua and Chakma, the prophets we met here, we identified traces of the power of the nameless gods, which could explain the rather surreal experience of a ship floating on lava that we all witnessed. What's certain is that Tetragrammaton and its prophets are already utilizing the power of the nameless gods, right? Yes, that seems to be an contributable fact. The real concern is that they intend to what they intend to do with that power. Oh boy. What? Rio, just now! Yes, I'm detecting it here from here as well. What's wrong, President? Did something happen? Did you find something, Miss Rio? Please explain. Can you not feel that? Yes, for this to happen, we're gonna have quite the emergency on our hands. In other words, we've detected a new prophet, but on an entirely different scale. It's a very, very powerful signal. Uh-oh. I see Iris! Who the hell's that? Is that Rio? Okay, status update, Rio. The analysis of the new prophet. Yes, I couldn't get a detailed analysis from here. Considering its strength at the time it occurred, the signal faded out incredibly quickly. I can confirm it's a new prophet. Entirely different from Gabru or Chakma. This will make it the 3rd prophet we've encountered since coming here. It's a bargain sale for prophets. I would like to buy one. Where's the asking price? You too. You're fresh out of prophet stock. I record the signal's coordinates. I'll send them to you now. It's quite a ways away. I'm curious to investigate by having to take the risk of moving our base again. Furthermore, to send out such a strong signal, there could be ill intent behind it. Like something summoning us? It's a similar functionality to a bug zapper. I understand. I can't say for certain, but I certainly wouldn't rule it out. I smell a hidden trap. While it'd be rather valiant for the headlines to say something like, the Super Phenomenon Task Force Blue takes on the enemy line, trap, and prevails, I oppose it's irrational and inefficient. Yes, I agree with Miss Rio. I'm left with no other choice. If someone else is taking the president's side, I will stand by her. I'm sorry, Miss Rio. What? The look on her face. Can you please not show sympathy like you're dealing with the leftover inventory? On top of that, it's not like I've advocated for one method or another. Then you're the one at fault, President. You should be presenting clear and concise proposals to the council. That was meant to be an icebreaker! An icebreaker! To finish what I was saying, while bravely facing the trap as an appealing option, I can't risk the safety of our members. Then utilize my Yamas. I have an Yamas drone that I can modify for high speed and recon for situations like this. I'll send it to the signal's origin. Oh my, so that neurotic personality of yours can be useful sometimes. I'm going to point the most rational method for the situation. What are you trying to say? Forget it, I can't even open my mouth around here. I deploy the drone. It'll take about 20 minutes to reach the area. I'll slow it down, connect the video. What? Is there an issue, Miss Rio? I lost connection with my Amos drone. Need more details, Miss Rio. As I said, my connection was severed out of nowhere. You must have sent some amount of data before that happened, no? Hold on, I'm analyzing it. This is something wrong. Amari, I'm sending you the data right now. Help me analyze it. It's really unusual for you to request my help, and so I'd assume. Yes, I'm sure hoping that my interpretation is wrong here. What's going on? Things are okay, right? Absolutely not. What in the... This means... It seems like I wasn't wrong. Yeah, there's no way you would make a mistake with these. After all, I do respect you when it comes to this field. What's the matter, President Himari? To get to the heart of the issue, it appears that the coordinates is... the multi-dimensional barrier that once protected the Ark of Atrahasis. The Ark of Atrahasis? Oh, good. Fucking wonderful. Yes, Sensei, there's no mistaking it. But why here? And why now? What does this mean? The Red Sky will return to Coldest and the strange machines? Oh god, please no. I suppose we could call this a silver lining, but I don't think that the threat is to that extent. That's right. At the very least, it doesn't seem like there are signs of dimensional interference mentioned in the coordinates. But the multi-dimensional barrier is there. Yes, considering this new data and what we've discovered so far, I would have to conclude that the prophets have fully immersed themselves in the power of the nameless gods. Furthermore, for them to have utilized an almost insurmountable defense mechanism, a supernatural phenomenon beyond anything we'd previously encountered, which means they're hiding something there. Yes. So what countermeasures are currently available to us? The only way we overcame the multi-dimensional barrier the first time was with the I don't even know how to pronounce the ship's name. The Utan I'm just gonna skip that word. Due to the ship Sensei made for us. We would be hard pressed to find a supernatural phenomenon at that scale into our arsenal again. Hey, look who it is. Yeah, that's probably the case. Right. It's difficult to admit, but we're low on options. Everything is a non-starter if we can't find a way to deal with the nameless god's power. And if we forgot the barrier, we'll have to find a way to circumvent the prophet's ability to manipulate material reconstruction and recover infinitely. I agree. We have dealt some critical damage to Gabriel and Chakma, but they recovered in no time at all. Yes, using reconstruction, the recovery process is almost instantaneous. The prophets are already able to utilize the nameless god's power to this extent. What can we even do about it? But also, President, how can we forget the multi-dimensional barrier? Even if we try to pretend it's not there, it'll still be on our way. Now that I think about it, what did we do back then? Back then? Our main objective was to destroy the Ark of Atrahasis in the skybook Coldest. However, the Ark is protected by a quantum superposition state barrier that makes physical access from the outside impossible. As long as this barrier is in place, physically reaching the Ark is impossible. Therefore, we plan to pass through the barrier by putting putting the ships in the same quantum superposition state. But ultimately, that approach method failed because the arc of Atrahasis changed the entire value of the state itself. So we ultimately relied on... Ah! Aris! We bring Aris into the mix now? Aris and Key... Well, Key's gone. I was not present at the scene, but I have heard that Aris was instrumental in the mission's success. I recall, after everything was over, the game development department's members visiting us at the Super Phenomenon Task Force Club room. I remember everything from the party proposal. 2 KB worth of data, robot-shaped keychain, good atmosphere, touching background music, and finally my enthronement as the main heroine. Many things happened. Huh. First part happened, the rest sounds like a fantasy. I just tried saying it. Toki has been trying to secretly impart her own agenda for more frequently. Anyways, back then the ship that Aris reconstructed was Aris's proof of a hero. Still remember the name I came up with. It was the Sword of Light, Atrahasis Supernova. It wasn't the right time to say it back then, but you're not very good at naming these, are you? I don't want to hear that from you. They're both. But we don't know what exactly Aris did back then, which is the crux of the problem. We had no way to determine the method or mechanisms she used to reconstruct such a thing. Yes, what the source of the energy was, how material reconstruction occurred, how she collected and discharged it, they're all mysteries to us. From our perspective, she managed all of this in a blink of an eye. All these questions makes it nearly impossible for us to replicate what she did. It was a miracle born of the strangest dream, which is what makes it the absolute antithesis of science and theory. Exactly. Science is a systematic process. It's designed to allow anyone to produce the same results as long as they're familiar with the process. I believe we should reach out to Aris. You want to call Aris out here to this place? Yes, exactly. We should ask Aris to analyze and explain what she... Rio, are you absolutely certain? What do you mean? Aren't you then just using Aris as a tool to resolve your issues? Presidents? Rio, I don't need to repeat myself. We've already had this conversation back in the ship. The only difference is that the subject was shifted from Toki to Aris. Of course, as a delicate flower blooming on a cliff, I couldn't care less about the actions you make and regrets you have, but someone making the same mistakes over and over again is rather uncouth and boring, even for the one who has to watch it happen. Yes, right, I have no rebuttal. Hey, Rio. Do we need Aris to resolve this? I apologize, Sensei. Please disregard that hypothesis. It's one of many possibilities, and I can hardly guarantee your presence here will result in what we need. You can forget where I propose it. My approach is incorrect. I'll try talking to Aris in the game development department. Sensei? Sensei? What is this behavior, Sensei? Is something wrong with you? Are you very sure, Sensei? In the worst case... The situation seems dire. Well, I could see how one would be led to that conclusion. And if anyone were to try to talk to Aris, it should be you. In return, I request of you, Rio. Me? I want you to come to Glacial Sea base in person. Miss Rio? Sensei, does that mean... The so-called concept of taking responsibility together? I'll leave the following decision to you, Rio. Just like how you suggested your own proposal. I too am suggesting a proposal. I don't know, Sensei. I don't know whether or not I have the right to. Miss Rio, you are the one who saved us. I don't know about right or wrong. I'm also unsure if it is feasible for someone to always make the correct choice. However, I would like to see you again. Is that not reason enough? Toki. Rio, it's your decision to make. I know what drives you. It's irrationality. So what decision will your rationality, your logic, drive you this time? Drive you this time? Logically, the limitations of radio communications regarding both security and safety. Any kind of radio interference, like what happened in this fight, could affect the integrity of the entire mission. So it's excellent. It's decided. We'll meet you at the Glacial Sea Base. Okay. What's wrong, Miss Rio? Does something not agree with you? That's not exactly it. But is this really okay? I'll send you the coordinates of the Glacial Sea Base. I'm assuming you have some form of transportation already sorted out? Yes. It'll be our first meeting in a long time, Miss Rio. I'll be waiting. Toki. Yes, how can I help? Thank you for your hard work, and for everything. You're welcome. While everyone was busy with the preparations, I took some time to myself. Then... Hey! Aruna! Huh? Sensei? And Plana. Welcome, Sensei. What business do you have here? What? You wish to see our faces? I'm both glad and thankful to hear that, but... Don't try to play it off, though, Sensei. Affirmative. Your expressions have seriousness. So again, what is your business? Am I that easy to read? I see. Are you surprised? Of course we can see through you. We've been together for so long, you know? We know just by looking at you. Agreed. Perhaps you're not aware. But the sensei of my world was also that kind of person. What's on your mind? Spill it to Irina. And to me. Yes, Plana too. It bothers me that I can't solve this for them. I'm sending students straight into danger. Sensei. But if you think about it, Sensei, even until now, you've barely solved many situations like this before, right? Or something like that. It's certainly fucking true. It's all the moments. This time is a little different. You're saying that back then you helped resolve ongoing situations? Like cleaning up the aftermath. But this time you feel like you're leading a sea of students into danger? Understood. But isn't there a possibility that something worse would happen if this situation isn't addressed? That's also true. But I'm putting students in harm's way for a possibility. It makes you wonder if I'm any different from those people. Man, wish I could just become super strong. Sensei? Cannot comprehend. What is wrong, Sensei? You know, like that, right? Be able to fly, smash through barriers. Wait, do you want to be Superman? Nameless gods, the chromaton, whatever it is. I wish I could solve everything at once. Why are you acting like this? Confused. I cannot understand. I'd like to request a more detailed explanation from Sensei. Oh no, you're confusing the both of them. No, it's fine. I was just being foolish. Please take care of my students. Oh no. Got it. I've got to do it. Yeah. I'll try everything I can and struggle until the end. And if that's not enough... Well, we can cross that bridge when we come to it, since I don't know how things will go. Sensei, you sure you're okay? Doubtful and confused. Request, Sensei should get a mental checkup. It's fine, it's fine. Sensei, thank you for the head pats, but even more confused. Can't understand Sensei's intentions. I patted both of them for a while. Once they fell asleep, I returned to the battlefield. Oh boy. Oh, that's it? Oh, man. Man. That's it? There wasn't even a teaser to what will come next, man, like before. Man. But that was nice though. I mean, seeing all the old scenes again. And I guess that was a moment of weakness for the sensei, I guess, too. Alright. Well, that's the Flaming Swords chapter. Oh, shoot. It wasn't as long as before. Alright. That was good, though. That was good. I have absolutely no idea when the next part will come out. So... oh, hopefully it won't be too long of a wait. But I'm wrapping it up here. Thanks for coming to watch. And I don't know when the next part's gonna come. It could be another event. It could be another story update. It'll probably be another event. Let's be honest with you. But we'll tackle what comes next in the next parts. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you then. Later.